Morning run complete, 7 miles, 7:22 minute per mile pace in 51 minutes, 34 seconds. So I hit this lower body strength training session 2 days ago that I am feeling even more today than I was yesterday. It is a perfect case and example of delayed onset muscle soreness, also known as DOMS. And I think this is a great workout for strength and power output, but also muscular endurance. So it was 6 rounds. Each round was 10 barbell squats with 275 pounds on the bar, and then a 40-meter sled push with 470 pounds on the sled. I had 8 45-pound plates on the sled. And then it was 40 meters of walking barbell lunges with 135 pounds on the bar. Those crushed me. And then a 400-meter run on the assault runner. 6 rounds, move through that as fast as possible. Epic workout. That is going to be a staple workout throughout this Hyrox prep. And I'm also doing a workout this afternoon that's going to be a staple throughout this prep that I'll share with you guys. Now, I'm normally not eating breakfast outside. However, I wanted to say a few words to the camera, and Steph is still asleep, Charlie's still asleep. I don't want to wake anyone else up right now. But Steph makes sourdough every week. It is the best sourdough I've ever had, especially the day it comes out of the oven. This loaf that I'm cutting into right now is 2 days old, still delicious. But something that never gets old for me. A great slice of sourdough with some Kerrygold butter and some eggs on top. I just, like, with every bite, put a little egg on top there. Then I also put flaky sea salt on top of the eggs. So this morning's breakfast: 1 banana, slice of sourdough, 1 1/4 cup of egg whites, 2 whole eggs. And before my run, I had 2 scoops of G1M Sport. Today's workout is one that I actually did last week, and I loved. It was challenging. It was difficult. It kicked my butt, and it's going to be a staple throughout this entire prep. Not necessarily every week, but I'm going to use this as a baseline workout throughout this entire prep because I believe it really plays to just building this engine of aerobic capacity. So here's the workout. You start out with 4 times 1K run. We're gonna do this on the assault runner. And there's 60 seconds rest in between each 1K. Then 50 wall balls with a 20-pound medicine ball. Then it's 4 times 1K row, 60 seconds rest in between each 1K, 50 wall balls. Then 4 times 1K ski, 60 seconds rest in between each 1K, and then 50 wall balls. My goal eventually is to do this workout in sub 1 hour. Not saying I'm going to do it in this workout, but eventually throughout this prep, that is the goal. So I just weighed in 211.6. Now that's with 3 meals in me, a lot of water. And the reason I wanted to weigh myself is I'm curious how much weight I lose throughout this workout. We're about to throw the garage doors open. And last time I did this exact workout, it was a lot of sweat. I'm curious just how much weight I lose. I'm very interested in how my body is responding to this type of stimulus, this type of training session, and that'll provide me some data, some insights into what I need to change, whether that's fueling wise, but more importantly, hydration, electrolyte consumption, water consumption, and I'm really honestly just genuinely curious how much weight I lose during this workout because of how much I sweated last time. So we'll see after it's done. This workout for me, it's a little intimidating because I know you enter a pain cave to accomplish it. I felt this during marathon preps. I'd have a big tempo workout on Wednesday or a 22-mile workout on a Saturday at marathon pace segments. In the days leading up to those workouts, I'd be a little intimidated, I'd be a little nervous, but that allowed me to show up and execute with my full ability to reach my greatest potential. That's the way I felt yesterday and today, knowing I was hitting this workout this afternoon. It just shifts my mindset, and it provides me this very clear, intentional purpose to show up here in this gym and just lay it down, to just rip. And that's what I'm about to do. I'm about to rip and put in a big effort and throw down on this workout. Because what I want to do is this workout, before prep is over, sub 1 hour. And I'm going to get there. But I'm not going to get there without putting in the work. And we're about to put in some real fucking work. Now, whenever I am prepping for some sort of physical challenge, I refer to it as a prep, but I also think of it in terms of a build. I love the term build because it is like laying bricks, brick by brick. Every workout, every training session, every meal, every sleep, every day is a brick that we are laying to build this house, this foundation, and that is ultimately, in this case, fitness. And we can't talk about the build without talking about progressive overload. And progressive overload is throughout a build, throughout a prep, we are adding volume, we are adding intensity strategically and intentionally to stress the body, to facilitate an adaptation, and that adaptation is growth. And progressive overload can be either oriented towards strength or aerobic foundation, base building, or just building this aerobic capacity engine. And different workouts are going to facilitate a different stressor, which then creates a new adaptation. And like I said, growth, building, brick by brick. That is the goal. So you'll see throughout this season, throughout this build, that I will place certain workouts strategically at certain times to push just a little bit further, to push just a little bit harder. And those are intentionally created at the right times, at the right place to create growth, to build fitness. That's what we're doing. We're building leading into this competition come November. Four 1Ks done on run. 3:15, 3:15, 3:11, 3:09.
Let's go!
row is done. I held about a 152, 500 meter split on those 4 repeats. About to move into set number 2 of wall balls, 2 of 3. Try to get 35 here unbroken, and 15. Fuck.
1 hour, 2 minutes, 20 seconds.
All right, let's see what last. I know I beat last week's time. All right, workout, 1 hour. My back is so pumped. 1 hour, 2 minutes, 20 seconds. Last week was 103.44. 103.44. So like minute 24 seconds. I beat last week's time by a minute 24 seconds. You know what I did yesterday is I did a back workout and I supersetted reverse GHDs, like back hyperextensions. I supersetted those with kettlebell swings. My back was on fire yesterday. I am feeling those fully right now. That was a good workout. Gosh, I love that workout. Workout is always good when it scares you a little bit before you get started. When you're a little intimidated, those are the best training sessions because, like I said, it's this mentality, it's this mindset. When you show up a little scared, you're ready to put out. Like when I show up to a race or a competition, I mean, there's a little shakiness. Not shakiness in terms of lack of confidence, but just shakiness in terms of like, all right, we're here to execute. We're here to put out. We're here to lay down. So like, get ready. Get ready to endure and embrace it. I'm proud of that one. We'll get sub 60 on there eventually. We're just getting started. Those are the type of workouts that I'm really incorporating in this build, in this prep, leading into this Hyrox in November. You know, strength is one aspect of it, yes. Running is another aspect of it, yes. But some moderate intensity, long duration, being like 45 minutes to 90 minutes, that's a good sweet spot to build that engine. We are in engine building mode. That's the goal right now. Let's see how much weight I lost. How about that? $203.6.
No way.
Yeah.
That is insane.
8 pounds. 203. Dude, Steven, you can see I'm still sweating. I'm dripping. That workout's a lot of work, and we got AC off in here. You know, it's about 100 degrees outside. I lost 8 pounds during that workout, which is nuts. That's nuts. I knew I was gonna lose like significant weight. I didn't think 8 pounds though. That's why, I mean, you saw the sweat.
That was a lot.
So 8 pounds, water. Like, it's a lot of water weight. I was sweating like no other. Immediately after this, I'm going to just get some water and electrolytes in me. That is gonna be the most important thing right now. But like visually, when I look at myself in the mirror after one of these workouts where I sweat this much, I mean, like before the workout compared to after the workout, you can see visual differences in like just losing weight in water, leaner, thinner. Like it's ridiculous. Not just like the objective data on the scale, but subjectively, significantly leaner post-workout. I'll tell you one thing, whole BPN team has been doing these Hyrox workouts. I guarantee come fall and winter, this team is gonna be bone shredded, best shape of their lives because of the workouts we're doing. Everyone's diet is dialed in right now, and Texas summers help you out a lot. So here's the story of how me signing up for Hyrox happened. Simon is also not only a material handler at BPN, but also BPN's barber. And a few weeks ago, I was sitting down in the chair, Simon was cutting my hair, and we just started talking about Hyrox. You were telling me how you were training for it. By the end of the haircut, which was probably 30 minutes, I was pre-registered for Hyrox Dallas.
I would say halfway through the haircut. We didn't even make it to the end of the haircut. You looked over at Sarah and you're like, put it on my schedule. And we were 15 minutes into the cut. And it all happened. You asked me what I was training for.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I got this competition, Hyrox. And you were like, oh, I kind of heard about it. And then I broke down the structure, the 8x1K runs, 8 workout stations. And I was like, dude, this would actually really suit you. And you had mentioned that you were starting to get tired of just doing marathon preps over and over again. And mentally you were starting to get to a point where you wanted to try something different. And that's where Hyrox came in, man, and you know, the rest was history. And now I look around and like I said, every time I show up, I look at the board, everyone's doing a completely different workout. Those ski ergs are just filled with sweat now. The rowers are just completely like wrecked. To a point now where like this gym is starting to turn into like a hybrid gym. You know, I'm excited now for the new HQ when I walk in and there's gonna be 8 ski ergs, 8 rowers, and we're all gonna be battling out. And you know, now I don't know exactly how many weeks out we are.
I think we're like 16.
16? Which is ideally like a marathon prep if you think about it.
Yeah, I think we're 16 weeks out. Something like that. I mean, the next HQ gym is gonna be 3 times this size. So we're gonna be able to fit a whole lot more stuff, do bigger team workouts. Interesting fact though, we used to get this gym deep cleaned once a month.
Yeah.
And since everyone started doing these workouts, we now have to get the gym deep cleaned every week because it obviously like gets disgusting and gross.
Yeah, just look at that. It looks like a puddle right there.
But this is the man that is responsible for the recent prep and everyone's workout structure changing a little bit. But I found it interesting because as I was talking to you and you were cutting my hair, I just assumed that Hyrox was like CrossFit training.
Yeah.
And I found out like you're going for morning runs, you're doing track workouts, you're still strength training, and then you're hitting these metcons, these circuits. I was like, dude, that's perfect for exactly what I want to train for. You put me through one workout, and I was like, let's go.
That was it. And that's the common misconception that a lot of people think Hyrox is like CrossFit because they think about those Olympic movements, whereas the highest skill component is wall balls. If you can squat down and throw a ball into a 10-foot target, you can do Hyrox.
Yeah.
Because then it's just running and it's just power output. And like I said, we have all the equipment here to train for it, which is awesome. Just got 2 brand new wall balls in. We got the ski erg rower. We have another sled coming. So yeah, man, this is about, these next 16 weeks it's gonna be fun, man.
We're putting in the work. We're putting it in.
Welcome to Steiner Ranch. I'm Steiner Ranch. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is, as I've heard, the best steakhouse in all of Texas. And if the view is anything like the steak tonight, it will be literally insane.
Long before I knew the half of half I'm sure of now. Though I'd say it ain't the way that you've gone.
What's up? What's up? Have you been decided before?
I have. I got a burger last night.
Dude!
Max, why do you admit that? Why do you admit that?
What do we got here?
So we're starting off with some quail legs. Now, the first time I was ever at Steiner, this was years ago, I ordered these off the menu. I thought I was ordering quail eggs. I expected like a deviled egg type dish, quail legs. And every time I'm here, I get these as an appetizer. They're delicious. Delicious.
Tony. You getting the ribeye or the fillet tonight?
There's no question, it's the ribeye.
Yeah. What do you have to say to the people that are going to get the fillet?
I have less to say about the people that get a fillet. I have more to say about the people that don't get their steak medium rare. You get it anything other than medium rare, get out, put in your letter of resignation, and don't show up on Monday. Cheers to that.
Standing up for camera as always.
We are at one of my favorite places in Austin, Texas. This is Steiner Ranch Steakhouse. So tonight we have the BPN team here and we are celebrating 12 years in business. I started BPN in 2012 out of my college apartment in Western Pennsylvania. After graduating college, moved to Fort Benning, Georgia for a year and then Fort Hood, Texas. Shortly after, Preston moved down here, we built the brand here. And tonight we're celebrating 12 years. We're also celebrating our biggest month ever to date, which was last month, July 2024. So we have a preset menu. We got either a 10-ounce filet, 18-ounce ribeye, salmon, or a pasta. Obviously, I think most people, including myself, are going 18-ounce ribeye. And we're just gonna spend the night with the team here. Beautiful Friday night. Steiner Ranch is a really cool place because it overlooks Lake Travis. Friday, Saturday nights, they have live music. And around this time, it's 6 p.m. here shortly. Sun will start setting over the lake. And it's just the vibiest spot. It's one of my favorite spots to be on a Friday or Saturday night with my favorite people eating really good food in Austin, Texas. So here we are enjoying some time with the team. All right. First off, welcome to the 12-year anniversary BPN dinner. Appreciate everyone being here. This is one of me and Steph's favorite spots. So we came here a few years ago, and I vividly remember, I don't know what year it was, probably 2020, 2021. That was a different trip, or a different time. But I vividly remember sitting out on the porch, and it was like a Friday night, there was live music playing, the sun was coming down over Lake Travis. I was cutting into like this 22-ounce cowboy ribeye, sipping on a glass of Stag's Leap Petite Syrah, and I was like, I just want to be here forever. So when I come back here, I relive those moments. And it's one of the reasons I wanted to bring you guys here to just experience a good time, a good steak, in a good area, and celebrate 12 years of BPN business. As we were driving here, I was thinking, like, if you would show me a snapshot of my life right now, 12 years ago, when I started BPN in my college apartment out at IUP, I would never have envisioned, you know, the brand would be of this size, and we're doing what we're doing right now in this space. And it's very timely because we just hit a record-breaking month last month, July 2024. Now, the record before that, what was the record? It was like 6.5? The record before that was like 7.2, 7,200,000 in a month. And we thought in July we had the potential to surpass that. And we actually ended up hitting 8 million in July. So we we crushed the previous goal, and that's, do you think, I think that's monumental for the business and this brand. I remember the first year we hit 1 million. Me, Joe, and Preston in 2017 in our small 6,000 square foot warehouse, living in my house in Temple, Texas. It was 3 of us. We had no clue what we were doing. And then from 2017 till now, the amount of people who've joined the brand, the growth, and to hit 8 million in a month is massive. So we're all here to celebrate the hard work, celebrate the last 12 years of the business. And I just want you guys to know I appreciate you. I recognize all the work you guys do, the love and support. So enjoy tonight, grab a drink, enjoy a steak. We got a nice Caesar salad coming out next. And then you have some entree selections of either the 10-ounce filet, 18-ounce ribeye, salmon Florentine, or the pasta carbonara. Or
That was it.
carbonara. Something like that. But my recommendation, what I'm going with, is 18-ounce ribeye. That's what I'm going for. And then we also have some lobster mat coming, some mushrooms. Again, dive back into the quail eggs. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Thank you. Enjoy the night. Go more.
Gonna finish all that?
Oh, wait.
Lily, did you get a ribeye?
Oh, yeah, I got it.
Guys, don't sleep on the mushrooms. So what I like to do, each bite of steak, 1 bite of mushroom first, then bite into steak. So you get steak and mushroom in one. Thank you so much. Today is the day that I am going to transform my rowing ability. So Alexa is here.
Hey guys.
She's gonna coach me. She's gonna guide me. Please share with the people your rowing experience and background.
Okay. My name is Alexa. I rowed for the University of Texas for 5 years. I graduated in 2021. I stood on the podium 4 times at NCAA's, won the national championship in 2021. And then after college, I went on to train with the national team for a little bit. And then this past year, rowed at the World Championships and won a gold medal. So been in the rowing world for a little bit as a rower. And now kind of on the flip side of things, I'm a coach at the University of Texas. So my alma mater. So I get to bring it back home. And now we're here.
So who better to be guiding me through the row? The goal is to just improve my form, efficiency, power output. This is like a newer movement to me, and I do feel like the last couple of weeks of rowing more, as you do something more often, you just like, okay, this worked a little bit better, this felt a little bit better. Yeah. I feel like I'm becoming more efficient, but after today, game changer.
I feel like for the first, I should just see what you got.
Okay. Let me,
And I would just start how you would kind of, because it's a 1K.
Yep.
Kind of how you would think of doing it, and also we're cold. I don't know if you're cold, but no need to go balls to the wall at this moment.
So I always put it on 10.
Okay.
Is that, well,
I wouldn't say put it on 10.
Okay.
It is, for the Hyrox race, it is only 1K, but for training purposes, if you're doing, say you're doing the workout that you did the other day, 4x1K, for someone your size, I would be more around 6, 7.
Okay.
One, because it allows you, this is we call it a damper setting, but it's also how much weight you're pulling. So the heavier it is over time, the harder it's gonna get.
Gotcha.
Especially if you're doing 4x1K or whatever it may be. So keeping it more here is also gonna allow you to be a little bit more efficient with it and keep your split or the number that's in the middle of your screen more consistent.
Who is someone that would keep their damper at 10? Yeah, real big dude.
Maybe. I feel like that's more of like if you're doing a watt test. So if you're trying to get like as high as possible, like the number as high as possible on the screen, you want to add a 10 because then you're just ripping numbers.
So you'd say like 10 would be shorter distances and durations.
Yeah. Like if you were only doing 1K all out, then put it on a 10 and rip it.
Okay.
But if you're gonna do it repeated and if you're gonna do it where it's like something you're gonna get off and you want to feel relatively good getting off, I would say, like for me, I'm someone who keeps it more like 5'6", but like you're a guy and you're a little bigger, so like 6'7" would be more.
I think I had it at 10. I'm not gonna lie, that was an ego thing. So first.
Okay, wait. Can we do one other thing too?
Yes.
Move. So this bottom lace, you want this strap to kind of sit there more because then it's also going to give you a little bit more range of motion in your foot.
Okay.
So for you, like I put it on a 4 or a 3, you might be like a 2.
So change number 2, strap across like.
The bottom, I always think or tell people like it should go across your bottom lace on your shoe.
Strap across bottom lace. Okay.
Before we even begin, you've already doing 2 things wrong.
I feel better.
No, that's not wrong. But if you don't know, you don't know.
To be honest though, this feels like a more powerful position. I can tell my legs were too high up.
Yeah, because it's almost like, I kind of try to compare if you're to do like a sumo deadlift high pull, right, too?
Yeah.
Like that's the rowing stroke, but you're just turning it 90 degrees. But if your feet are like too far in front of you, or like same with if you're deadlifting and you kind of almost have your butt under you, like you're not gonna get the weight off the ground. So similar to this, you want to be able to have something to push off of.
So when I've been rowing, it's been smoking my hamstrings and my glutes.
Okay.
Is that normal?
It's, yeah, that comes with the territory a little bit.
I know maybe that was because my legs were too high.
It could be part of it where it's like you're almost not allowing yourself to get to full extension because you're also a little bit kind of like coming up into your toes. Do you feel like when you drive, you're also here? Like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So like also that's kind of where you lose connection to the foot plate.
Okay.
So let me see what you got.
All right. Hand placement, good?
Yeah. Go to like 20 seconds.
Okay.
So, off the bat, I feel like you're a very good deadlifter, right?
Yeah, it's like my favorite lift.
Okay, so think of this as a deadlift, like first and foremost, opposed to as a pull.
Okay.
It's a push, so you're pushing off the ground and then opening up, opposed to being more here, under it, and then pulling in. Think of pushing your butt back first.
What am I doing? Can you show me? Yeah.
So you're kind of keeping your hips underneath you.
Yeah.
Whereas if you keep them behind you, just like you said, like your feet already feel like you're in a powerful position. Like from here, we call it the catch.
Okay.
You don't need to know that, but from here, this is where all your power is generated and all the power comes from. And you can even think like pull up to like bottom of your chest line too.
Right here.
Because that's gonna get you like the most efficiency, the longest pull.
So hips back first, then pull.
Yeah. Now, as you come up, see if you can bring your butt closer to your heels. So, yeah, getting a little bit more range of motion.
It feels different because I'm so used to 10.
So it feels lighter.
It feels lighter.
Yeah. What like splits are you normally pulling? So say like for yesterday's workout.
Pulling like 148.
Okay. At like same like around a 30, 31. This number in the top. Right?
I actually never look at that.
Really?
What is that?
That's your strokes per minute. So it just tells you how fast you're moving up and down or how many strokes you pull per minute.
Okay.
For me, like if I were to do, like the longer the workout is, or the longer the time that I'm on it, on the erg or the rower, I'm holding like probably a lower stroke rate, but if it was something that's shorter, I would hold a higher. It's almost like if you were to compare it to running, kind of like that easy zone, like you're not gonna sprint that and it feel easy. So same thing with this, it's like the higher you are, the more you're in that like sprinty.
What would be good for like a 1K for me?
I would say if that feels natural for you to move through, then somewhere around a 28-30. Because again, like in a race, in a Hyrox race too, you're only on it for 1K, so that's like 3 to 4 minutes maybe. But at the same time, like keeping it efficient and allowing yourself to get off and be able to get into the next run and not have this be something that like holds you back or tax you for that.
When like, what's your 500 meter split?
I think I've been like around 130 in the 130s. Yeah.
We're like, so where does all that efficiency come from?
For that, for like 1 500, like 130s. But if I'm just like chilling, no. I can row, like if I were to do a 1K, if I were to do this workout that you guys did, I would probably stick between 150, 152, but at like a 24.
And that's pretty like aerobic?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can also, here, let me go. I feel like you're kind of like me visually.
I'm a very visual person. Like when you were showing what I looked like, I'm like, that's what I feel like.
Okay.
I feel like what I'm having trouble with right now is shooting my hips back first.
Yeah. Honestly, think of it has nothing to do with your arms and the pull. Think of it more as a deadlift. Literally just push and hold on. Like there doesn't have to be this open yet. Yeah. And don't be afraid to almost pause. Yeah. It's all about, it's crazy because rowing, like once you feel it, is when you are like, oh, I get it, you know? Sometimes it's hard to explain if you can't feel it, because I feel like feeling it, at least for me, that's how I'm like, oh, I get it.
I'm the same way.
Yeah. But like, I think the biggest few things are, one, don't be afraid to like relax at the finish. So when you're at this position, almost think of it as like you want your legs to come to full extension before coming into the next stroke. And that's also where I breathe. So it's like, you get to kind of relax for a second. So when you're here too, think like legs should be completely flat.
Okay.
And now think, because you said your toes come up a little bit too. At the finish, when you finish the stroke, you want to think about driving your feet into the foot plate, but what I also think about is like pointing my toes forward.
Okay.
Because that also lets you stay connected from your toe to your heel, opposed to only your heels being down. So like if you had a dollar bill under the front of your shoe, at the finish you should be able to hold it down.
Up top. Okay. Do you have staple rowing workouts?
Yeah.
That I should be doing to get better?
Yeah, you could do. So, I mean, one of the like there's a 2K. Obviously, that's like a rowing test in a rowing world.
What's a good time for a 2K?
For guys, I would say something sub 620.
Okay.
On the female side, definitely sub 7.
Okay.
Sub 655.
What would be, is that for like elite or like say if I was like, all right, by November 1st,
Yeah.
I want to have a 2K goal. And if I do that, it's like, all right, you're rowing good.
All right, I say you could do around a 630.
6:30?
Yeah.
By November 1st, the goal, 6:30, 2K row. Okay.
I'm here for it.
Well, we're making progress. So my key takeaways, like I've already said, but controlling the damper doesn't have to be at 10. Repositioning my foot placement, I guess, what would you call these?
Foot plate.
Foot plates?
Yeah.
Having the foot plate so that the strap is across this bottom lace here. Thinking of the movement in terms of all power is coming from lower body and pulling like a deadlift, which honestly works well for me because I love deadlifting. Used to deadlift like sumo and then went more hybrid. Now I'm like a conventional deadlifter. Hips shoot back first, arms are hooks, and then get a catch as kind of deep as possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're looking to move as smooth as possible for this 1K.
Yeah.
And even while training too, right? Like you want it to feel smooth. You want it to feel like something that you can repeat, opposed to like you get on and it doesn't ever feel like you can get in a rhythm.
Yeah. I think doing like a 30-minute row would help me kind of just settle in.
Yeah. I mean, you could even do 30 minutes at just straight 22, 24, like in that range. Just to almost, it's like you're just repetition.
Yeah. Okay, so then another change, monitoring stroke rate. And then typically the bigger the distance, the lower the stroke rate. The more intense, the higher the stroke rate.
Yeah.
And the goal is 6:30, 2K. There we go. Break. All right.